Michał from the European Hypnosis Academy, and I'm very happy to present the very first interview recorded here in the European Hypnosis Academy. And all the way from Poland, Michał Cieślakowski came here by plane just for this interview, just to be here for the interview. So you don't have to do it online. So yeah, I'm very happy that you came over to Belgium just for the interview.
Yeah, I always like to travel, so it was a pleasure to
Yeah,
come.
it's not that far, but yeah, I think you spend more time on trains and buses to get here than on the plane. So welcome here at the European Hypnosis Academy. Yeah, just let's start about yourself. So you're a hypnotist from Poland.
Yeah.
So how many years are you in the hypnosis business now?
More or less 15, I guess. I started not as a hypnotherapist. I was just into things about mind, how to be better with lots of things, and hypnosis came to be as a powerful tool to expand my abilities.
Yeah. So you're also a trainer in Poland. I think you're an Omni trainer.
Yeah,
and,
well, I became Omni trainer 3 years ago, but I've been teaching hypnosis for over 10 years ago. Well, the thing is that at the beginning of my hypnotic journey, the people told me that I am not susceptible to hypnosis very well, and well, it was a problem for me because I wanted to benefit the most out of hypnosis that I could. And then I came across of the teachings of Gerald Kain. And back then in Poland, almost nobody used the Dave Ellman approach. People were, well, some of them were NLPers, some of mesmerists, and a little bit Ericksonians, but no direct approach. Only people who were into direct hypnosis were doing entertainment hypnosis, like street hypnosis and things like this. So I came up I came across the teachings of Dave Ellman, and I was amazed because I was able to produce so many more things with hypnosis with other people, but still I couldn't experience hypnosis for myself. So I came up with this idea that the best way for me to benefit from hypnosis is to teach other people those techniques and make friends with them, and they will be able to hypnotize me. No. So that was my beginning in the field. So I started teaching almost instantly after becoming familiar with direct hypnosis.
Yeah. So and how is hypnosis in Poland? It's a popular way for people to make changes, or is it still like not everybody is into it, or they maybe think it's like, well, it's entertainment, and they're afraid of going to the hypnotherapist, or is it more open in Poland?
Is there a place in the whole world where everyone is open to hypnosis?
No. There's no place where everyone is open for hypnosis, but it's different in every country. There are a lot of countries where it's really no, don't go to the hypnotist. Some countries are more open to it. Even the medical world is more open to it. But I saw the change here in Belgium when I start teaching people, and there are more hypnotists, so more people get involved with hypnosis, more people have benefits of using hypnosis, so more people are open to go to a hypnotherapist. Yeah. So how is that in Poland?
Well, actually, for some years now, the hypnosis field is growing fast in Poland, and I think it's great. And well, to medical fields, to medical circles, hypnosis is still a taboo. For example, I was doing medical hypnosis training for a couple of years, and some doctors already are using these techniques in their offices. But when I was approached with this lady from a newspaper, she asked me if I could give her a contacts to the doctors that I taught hypnosis, I said to her, well, I have to ask them first, because, right? And so I contacted the doctors, and they replied to me, Michał, those techniques are amazing. I'm doing it each and every day in my practice. But shh, don't tell it to anyone, because if my superiors know about it, they will fire me or something like this. So it's still a taboo. But well, I think it's changing right now, and well, I'm doing some work. People from all over the world are right now more into scientific studies, medical studies with hypnosis, and I think it's great. And people in Poland are starting to recognize the value in hypnosis.
Very good. So yeah, here in Belgium, most of the sessions that we are doing is weight loss and stop smoking. Also anxieties, of course. But what is in your practice in Poland? So kind of sessions that you're doing most, or that you're specialized in, maybe?
Well, my specialty is sleeping and dreaming. And so the insomnia, the problems with sleep, things like this. But actually, there is no such thing as one special subject that people came with to hypnotherapist. But in my experience, I see this crazy thing, because people are coming like in waves. So for a couple of months, we have more people who want to quit smoking with hypnosis. Another few months weight loss. Another few months depression and addictions and things like this.
Yeah. Okay. So later this year you will be here in the European Hypnosis Academy to do a training.
Yeah.
So just explain something about the training. What's special about your training? I know the reason that you're here is because of a few of my students. They saw your lecture at the UK Hypnosis Convention.
Yes.
I missed it because it was too early in the morning. And I think it was after the car or something. No. And they came to me and they said, "Yeah, you have to ask this guy to come to Belgium to do a training." So I always listen to my students, so I ask you to come. So explain something about your training. What's special about your training, or the techniques that you are going to train here?
Well, my training is all about the little details, because I think the devil is in the details. And so it's really about how people can improve what they already know. And people, well, a lot of people use the Dave Ellman induction, and they have great results with this induction. And but if you add some knowledge, some deeper understanding, and behind some of the principles that standing behind the technique, and you will get even better results. And well, my training is all about improving and deeper understanding, and adding little details, and to work on the success rate, because people think that if you have this great technique, if you have one great technique, and that you will get a great result, and they are practicing this, and they came across they reach a level where they can't go any further anymore. Yes, so they are trying to find a better technique, but this is not my approach. And I think that I already found some great techniques, and but I think that we can increase the success rate with developing deeper understanding, and adding some another things to this. So we'll be looking at what we can do to make people go deeper into somnambulism, so that everyone can experience real profound somnambulism with amnesia, with hallucinations, with all of the hypnotic phenomena, and we'll be looking at what makes the whole session more stable, and because in many cases the clients are they subconsciously testing the barriers, the limits, and what they can do with the hypnotist, and so there are some techniques that can be used, so the whole session is more stable, more predictable, and there are fewer surprises. So it's I like to talk that I am a lazy hypnotist. You know the expression?
I know the expression. I'm a lazy hypnotist as well.
Well, the main thing is how easy and can the hypnosis, the hypnotherapy process can be, so still we have even better results with this.
I think in a way it's good to be a lazy hypnotist. It's not. It sounds like a funny expression, but it's better being a lazy hypnotist and search for the techniques that are the quickest and the best to get somebody in a deep, profound state of hypnosis. Of course, why do long work if you can do it with a good technique? You can do it instantly, or you can. So what I hear is that you're going to fine-tune techniques that people already know, that you're going to add extra techniques on it, so that they have more success in bringing people into this deep, profound state of hypnosis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, even if someone is deep into hypnosis, sometimes people have this. I call it little fears that are preventing them in proceeding with some of the things that are required to the hypnotherapy for succeeding. So, and also the main thing behind my work is the theory of the little fears. And it means that these little fears are not something that has deep roots in subconscious mind, that you have to put people through hypnotherapy and to get rid of the fears. And with the little fears, it only takes for you as a hypnotist, and I think hypnosis is really instructor for clients how to do hypnosis, right? And so your role could be explaining to client what his or her role is in the process, what your role is in the process, and why it should go very, very easy. And what are necessary for your clients to understand, so it will be very, very easy for the client. So when I developed this theory about little fears, and I add this, like, I don't know, 5-7 minutes to my pre-talk, and I noticed something interesting, that when I finish the fourth and explanation about fourth and little fear, the client go like, and you see it instantly that right now he's free of stress, of fear, of going into hypnosis.
Yeah. It's more relaxed and more in a comfort way. No, it sounds interesting. So, in your training, you also say that it's good for the hypnotherapist who never experienced the deep, profound state of hypnosis. I'm one therapist that have that problem a bit. I experience
you're not only the one.
I know.
Include how many of the great names in hypnosis field never experience deep state.
I think it's part of the reason is because they're analyzing whatever is going on. When I'm hypnotized by one of my students, I'm listening to what he's saying, and then I'm thinking, no, I have to tell him that he has to say it another way. And when I'm hypnotized by somebody else, then I'm analyzing the techniques that he's using. So that's always. But I'm always.
So you have
my mind
this little
busy,
fear.
So,
you wanna know what little fear you have?
Yeah.
Or you wanna
Explain
or you wanna wait till the workshop?
Just explain it.
Well, the fear you have, the little fear is behind the function of your working memory, and the fear is that you will. But it's really unlogical because you have the knowledge and that after hypnosis you will be able to remember what happened during, but it's really about the complicity of what's happening in the right here, right now. Your working memory is all about remembering and planning. But if you would have a deeper understanding that during hypnosis process you don't need to remember anything, you don't need to try to remember anything, you don't need to plan anything, and but not only accept the knowledge, I kind of understand it, but if the knowledge sink into you, then you will instantly get rid of this little fear.
Little fear of letting go,
because there is a little program in your mind which say that you have to maintain things on your conscious awareness in order to remember it, and it's pure BS. You don't need to maintain the knowledge on your conscious awareness in order to recall it later.
No, of course.
Right? Yeah, you say of course,
but but I don't do it when I'm. I know the theory, of course, like you say, but it's something I'm really looking forward to. Go even deeper into it. I can go in a deep state of hypnosis, but not as deep as I want, not always. It's really because most of the time when I'm hypnotized is during a training, but when I'm organizing the training, there's so much in my mind. So I think that's one of the things, but it's also the letting go or the analyzing or the fear of not remembering maybe. That sounds interesting. You just told that you're a lot of working with sleeping, but also dreaming. Are you going to cover the topic lucid dreaming as well in your training, or is it something we can talk about later in the evening of the training in the pub or something?
Probably later after the training or during line break or something like this, and because I have a lot of material. This is a 2-day training, but it's filled up with knowledge, with exercises, and with things to practice. And some people find this training a little bit odd, a little bit weird, and because they are listening to me and they think, well, I know this, but wait a second, this is a little angle, and he's talking about, I haven't think about this like this. So even with people who were in the hypnosis field for much longer than I was, like 30, 40 years, and there are moments within this workshop that is like revelation for them, and the revelation moments is what I was collecting for many years, and my experience and in my journey, I try to attend as much as workshop as possible to learn and from the best in the field. That's why I also invited you to visit Poland, and I love to collect the revelation moments, the little things that change the perspective. And people that attended my workshop in the past, they were amazing about how little things can create those revelation moments, and how many revelation moments could be in one workshop. Right?
Yeah, sounds interesting. Sounds very interesting. So the workshop will be 2 days. It will be theory and practicing.
Sure.
So it's
demonstration,
hands-on training, demonstration, things like that. So is there one other thing that you can say? Okay, that's one of the reasons. Just sign up for this training. This is something for you. I already understand it's fine-tuning your way of working, and even things that you are maybe doing for many years, and then now that you say, oh, I can do it that way and it's going to work better. So I think that's a great benefit, of course.
Way better.
Way better. Way better than you did before.
Well, I think that there is something, and that can touch people inside, if you know what I mean. Well, the thing is that at the beginning of my journey, and people told me that I am a horrible subject. I cannot go deep into trance, and right? And then, Jerry Kine, and on the video that I was watching with him, he said 100% people in the world can achieve deep somnambulism. And I didn't believe him at the beginning, because that wasn't my reality. But after using his techniques, well, Dave Ellman's techniques, but developed and extended by Jerry, I realized that more and more people are going into deep state of hypnosis. So it flipped my program upside down. And so from this point on, I had the program that 100% people can go into deep somnambulism. But you know what? I still couldn't.
So you were the only one.
Yeah. So, but I had this program, and I was stubborn, because if great Gerald said that 100% people should experience it, and everything that he told me was right, then this true also be true. And
so work on yourself as well. Then,
yeah.
Of course,
And so I was stubborn. I was pursuing it, and finally I did it. Finally, I was able to go into deep somnambulism. I was able to produce with myself and all the hypnotic phenomena. And then I went to the States. And you know what happened? People told me they have never experienced deep somnambulism. And I said, what? This is crazy. And people said, well, it's obvious, because 99% or 98% of people can go into deep somnambulism, but 1 or 2% of people can't. And I am in this 1 or 2%. And you know, the crazy thing is that many hypnotists think that they are special. They are in the 1% of people, and it's crazy. It has no logic.
No.
So hear me. You are not special. You just fooling yourself that you cannot go into deep hypnosis. You can. This is only the fake programming in people's mind.
Of course.
Right?
No.
So you also think that you are special.
No. No, I go deep now, but not deep enough. I want to go deeper. No, but in the beginning, I was a terrible subject. I was a terrible subject. Because the first thing was my expectation was totally wrong. It was the first one. I did my first workshop, and I was still, for me, hypnosis was something like they switch off the light and you go and you don't know anything. So that was the wrong expectation, of course. But then now I trained myself also to go deeper, and Jeffrey Stevens did some stuff with me to go deeper, and now I can let go. I can go when Ina Simpson was here. I was not in Asdale, but I was in deep somnambulism during the practicing and things like that. But it's not always. So I can't do it with self-hypnosis yet. So that's what I really looking to. But I'm not that stubborn as you. I don't practice enough. So that's
well, it's always better to have another person to hypnotize you, and because if there are two people, the role of a hypnotist and the role of a hypnotist is separate, and it's easier. But I just remember that there is another thing that I can say to people, and so they will be more tempted to visit the workshop. And there will be also one hypnotic technique that is like an extension of the Dave Ellman induction, and the technique can produce a state that I called, well, is working name and for now, and total somnambulism. And it can not only slow and various function of the conscious mind, but it could stop them. And the phenomena that is produced, and I call total amnesia, and that you have no need and no want to use your working memory. And so if someone asks you, what's your name? You say, I don't know, I don't remember. And where do you live? I don't know, I don't remember. And so you don't use your working memory at all. And it's with the combination of the silence of the mind and the very powerful bypassing of the critical faculty, it's quite powerful. So
without vodka, there's no vodka involved.
Yeah, no.
I know, and I had the experience with vodka, but I had the experience and I didn't know anything anymore. But that was not what hypnosis.
But here in the state, you are 100% lucid, and your mind is so clear, and you can think clearly. But you just don't use the
information.
Use the function of the conscious mind. And so within the state, if there is a question, what's your name? I don't know. But if someone asks you, and where you are? Well, I'm in the studio with the cameras, with some guy. I have no clue what his name is, but how are you feeling? Well, I feel fantastic. I feel great. Right? So you are totally 100% in the here and now, without any needs or wants to go behind or forwards. And so this is like experimental state that only few people in the whole wide world know already. People in Brazil know it because I was teaching there. The staff in Poland, of course. And some of my friends from different countries also know a little bit about this experimental technique.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds promising. So, let's wrap it up. And I welcome you back in Belgium in what is it? September, October? When are you coming? You don't know?
Yeah,
Forget it. Total amnesia.
People will read
they will
below the video.
We will put a text here, so you can do a text with the correct date. I will see you in a few weeks in New York when we are at Hypnotherapist together with some other therapists from all over the world. And
probably Las Vegas also.
Las Vegas as well. In August. Yeah, we're gonna spend a lot of time together. That's good. That's good. Sounds good. And then later this year here in Arsko to do your training. And I'm quite sure a lot of my students will be interested. And we have a nice group, and we have a very fun and interesting weekend.
I am honored that you invited me, and I always love to share the knowledge. I think that hypnotists that are keeping the knowledge for themselves because of the fear of the competition. There's some bad programming in their mind.
That's right.
And for me, it's like the more value I give, the more it will.
And more people can benefit it, and why not? So
let's bring hypnosis to the higher and higher level.
Where it belongs.
Yeah.
Of course, to the highest level. That's good.
Right.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.